So this is a beautiful time to be together because here in Ireland, from the Celtic wheel, we're celebrating Imbolc, which basically means like in the belly. So it's a very fertile time, and it kind of, the name came from the Gaelic word in the belly. So if you look to all the sheep, the lambs are in their belly. It's a very kind of fertile time of year. But it also Imbolc, which means the milk. So like the milk comes from the mother. So it's all about like abundance, fertility. And after this long, dark winter, the land is starting to wake up, right? So, and this is also a time of Bridget, the Irish goddess. She's also an Irish saint, and so beautiful. They've made now Bridget's a national holiday, which is this weekend. So, that's beautiful, kind of the divine feminine energy there too. And then the very exciting as well is we're just, tomorrow is the first day of the Feng Shui New Year, the solar New Year of the Yin water rabbit. So it's really lovely because we're definitely coming into this softer, more flowing year versus last year was the tiger. It was a more of a intense year, whereas this one it's going to be a more gentle year. So I'm really excited about that. So it's so lovely to be here with you all. So I think we'll get started with our meditation. So I'm going to invite you to, if you want to lay down, you want to have a blanket, I'd love for you to be really cozy and like it just feel really nurturing and nourishing for you. So whatever that means, if you want to light your candle, I've always got my lovely warm tea, and just whatever would be comfortable for you. Cushion behind you, a cushion underneath you. And then whenever you're ready, my loves, I'm going to invite you to just gently close your eyes and just bring your awareness from your external landscape to your internal. And so just consciously choosing to close your eyes and to bring your energy inwards, and just allowing yourself to be the observer and noticing, where does your energy flow? Does it flow to the mind, to the third eye? Does it flow to the heart? Does it flow down to the feet? Does it, or maybe it just is moving up and down your body. And wherever it's flowing is beautiful and divine, and it's exactly where it's meant to be flowing. So we allow ourselves to be the observer, right? Not ever judging or forcing, just, that's really what Feng Shui is as well, is just allowing that beautiful flow of energy, right? We don't want to create stagnant energy or too fast energy. We want this beautiful, like a river flowing of energy. So I'm going to invite you to allow your breath to flow like the river. And let that breath feed you, let it sustain you as it does. So we're going to take some nice breath, and we're going to do a breath work where I'm going to invite you to just float the backs of your hands down to your knees. And I'm going to invite you to have the tip of your ring finger to the tip of your thumb. And I'm going to invite you, with your eyes closed, take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Just letting it all go as you exhale, and as you inhale, just the filling up. So as you inhale now, bring your thumb to your middle finger. And as you exhale, just letting go. As you inhale, bring your thumb to meet your next finger. Inhaling and exhaling. And as you inhale, just bringing your thumb to meet your pinky, your small finger. And then exhaling. And then we're going to inhale, and we're going to go back up to our fingers. So we're going to allow our breath to move us in this beautiful flow. And as we inhale, just drawing in these beautiful intentions for this new year of the Yin water rabbit, the moon goddess, right? The moon goddess, that's what she represents. And as we exhale, it's just as we are moving into this beautiful new year, and as we're moving into this new energy of Imbolc, right? We're just going to exhale and release and just let it go, whatever we don't want to take into the new year with us. And then inhale, and just allow, with every inhale you move to the next finger, and you're just having the tips of your fingers touching. It's like a mudra on every single inhale and exhale. It's this circuitry of energy and of breath and of life force just flowing through your body. Beautiful. And the next time that you come back to the tip of your index finger and your thumb touching, we're just going to release this pranayama. But I'm going to invite you to still keep your breath deep and full in such a way that it fills up every cell of your being with every breath. It deepens your presence, deepens you into this present moment. It invites you to step into that sense of surrender, right? Well, we really want to let ourselves be present. That's beautiful. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to send this grounding cord at the base of our spine and at the soles of our feet, and just send this grounding cord deep down into the heart of the earth. And as you send your cord down, you can feel it go down through all the layers of the earth, down through the stone and the rubble and the sand and the water, deep down to the heart of the earth. And the second it lands at the heart of the earth, you feel that deep sense of connection, that intimate connection with the Mother Earth, Eru, Gaia. Feeling that deep sense of grounding that comes with that connection and centering, and all of that beautiful nourishment, that deep connection. And that, beloved, is your birthright, to have that connection with the land, with the earth. And while maintaining that deep connection, we're just going to invite that energy and your energy up, this beautiful, rooted, grounded, centered, connected energy. And just feel it entering in to the base of your spine and the soles of your feet as this beautiful, warm, golden light, this healing, nourishing, golden flame and light. And it's going to move up through your body and fill up every cell, organ, tissue, blood, bones with this beautiful, nourishing, rejuvenating golden light of the earth. So just feel it moving up through your body, filling up every single cell of your being. Feel it moving up through your spine, and as it does, illuminating your spine. As it moves up through every single one of your 24 vertebrae. And see it as the light travels up your spine, down each vertebrae, feeding every part of you. Moving to your base, right? Your base energy point, and just feel that cleansing and clearing of your base. That deep sense of safety, of belonging, of knowing that everything that's happening is happening for you and not to you, and is really ultimately orchestrating the highest good. So there's just this deep sense of knowing and trust. And then as it moves to your second energy point, your sacral, it's cleansing and clearing, and has this deep sense of fertility. And that's what this time of Imbolc is: fertility and creation, new beginnings, sensuality, your senses, moving up to your solar plexus right above your belly button. And as it travels up your spine, illuminating, and as it moves to your solar plexus, just clearing and cleansing, harmonizing, and just feel that expansion of that energy point. Breathing into that energy point, allowing your breath to be deep, full, and slow. That solar plexus, that area of confidence, that area of action, that area of emotions, that area of sharing your light in the world in whatever shape or form that is for you. But you can feel the energy moving and the support with that. Just feeling that energy point open and flowing, and then feel that energy moving up to your heart, the front of your heart, the back of your heart, as it moves on up your spine, and it brings forgiveness and compassion and love, giving and receiving love, a beacon of love, an expression of love. You hear through the lens of love, you speak through it, you act from it. A beautiful heart coherence. It's clear and an open heart. And moving up to your throat, clearing the throat so you can speak your truth from your heart, from your base, from your soul, from this beautiful, full power of dominion, this power from within. Your truth, knowing what you have to say matters. Your presence matters. And there is no one else in the world like you. No one else. Moving up to your third eye, and just feel that energy, that beautiful golden flame, moving up the back of your skull, your pineal gland, and to your third eye, that area of deep intuition, of knowing, of seeing the unseen, that deep intuitive center, that inner guidance, and just feel that illuminating. And it's like washing a window. You can just see out it now. It's clear, this clear vessel. And then moving all the way up to your crown, and just feeling your connection to your highest self, your beautiful, wise, infinitely wisdom, unconditional love, highest self. So just see yourself gazing into the eyes of your highest self as she gazes into yours, as your highest self gazes into your eyes. Feel that wisdom and that love streaming through. And just we'll have a moment of silence here for you to receive wisdom from your highest self, guidance. And just breathing into that, taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. And then just feeling this beautiful white light, this white flame coming straight down from spirit, straight from source, flowing down into the crown of your head and down to every single cell of your body. And that white light going to every single energy point in every cell, the tissue, the blood, your bones, your organs, illuminating and healing out around your energy field, your aura. And then feel this beautiful merging and unifying of this golden light of the earth and this white light of pure source, and feel it gathering at your heart. So it's that full embodiment of groundedness, of connectedness, and of love. So let's just take a moment. We'll float our hands to our heart center here together. And as we're at this beautiful time of Imbolc, this time of fertility and new beginnings, and we look at Imbolc as this retrieving our gifts from the shadow, but also this new year, this solar calendar, this Feng Shui new year of the water, the yin water rabbit, right? So just take a moment now to set your intentions. What is that energy that you choose to feel? What are those feelings that you choose to feel? And What do? We give gratitude for them now. We give gratitude. We don't wait for things to happen. We give the gratitude for the love now. We give the gratitude for the vibrant energy now. We give the gratitude for the abundance now. We feel that and we give gratitude for that. And then if we can feel that in every single cell of our being, that allows us to run at that frequency. So center your intentions now for this new cycle, this new year, this new energy. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, my loves. And just whenever you're ready, you can just kind of really slowly come out of the meditation. You can, you can stretch your arms, you can rub your hands together, just really get the energy going, and just bring your hands to anywhere that feels really good in your body. So it's so lovely. And Roxanne, it's so lovely to see you, love. Hi, how are you? Oh,
Good.
oh, lovely to see you.
You too.
Oh. And hi, Victoria. Lovely to see you, love. Welcome, welcome. And Lydia's here. Hi, Teresa. Lovely to have you. Hi. Welcome. Oh, and Katrina and Amanda. Hi, Katrina. Oh, so lovely to see you. Welcome, lovey. And Dee and Constance and Eva. Yay, you made it, Eva. And Oti, Oti is here? So welcome, my loves. Welcome. Oh, welcome, welcome. Okay, love. So welcome to our class on Feng Shui for Empowerment. And Roxanne, I think you'll know, but sometimes it's really nice to have reminders on things and and a different spin on things, because Roxanne's taken the Feng Shui Master Certification and Lydia too. So it's lovely to have you both here, experts. But I wanted to talk today about Feng Shui for Empowerment and just how powerful when we have our homes in such a way that they are supporting us and they're set up to have the energy flowing. Because, it's scientifically proven that everything's made up of energy. So I think really when it comes to Feng Shui, it's so powerful because the energy is either really supporting us in all areas of our lives, right? And in our homes, we can feel safe, we can feel inspired, or it can be blocking. So, my intention is that I'm always kind of teaching and uplifting and reminding and educating on different ways. So what I would love to do is I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint now, and I'm going to share some things from the PowerPoint. And then what we'll do is we'll do questions and answers after. So I'm just going to pull up the PowerPoint now, lovies. Okay, my loves. So so just a couple little quick things. Please make sure to sign up for my newsletter, because that will tell you about all the free gatherings. There we are from another gathering. So pretty much every month, I do these free Feng Shui gatherings, a different topic every month. We do a free geomancy one, which will be next Saturday with Alex and I on the land healing. And then I do a free divine woman, which was actually right before this one. So it was always about honoring in bulk. And then I will be sending this PowerPoint out to you. So I have a free mini Feng Shui course. So if you want to learn more about Feng Shui, this is a wonderful kind of mini course, but by 5 hours of content to really get your home in balance. So I'd suggest that. And then there is a free geomancy course, and that shall be ready probably in the next week or two. So just wanted to let you know about that. And another free resource is my Divine Woman podcast. And I also have the Sophia podcast, which is more kind of based on the Feng Shui and the geomancy. And then social media, you get lots of good tips and stuff that I share on there pretty much every day. And then I have this wonderful Inner Circle membership where I do 2 classes a month. And it's a great way to kind of learn Feng Shui or continuing education if you've taken the Feng Shui Master Certification. And then, of course, I have my Feng Shui Your Life and Feng Shui Master Certification that are going to be starting in 2 weeks. Okay, so let's start on Feng Shui for personal empowerment in your home. So what I'd like to start with is just basically understanding that everything is energy. And we all deserve to have a space that is our sanctuary, a space that we feel good in. You know, my first question that I always ask to people is, when you enter your home, do your spirits rise or do they fall? Like, this is a very, very simple question, but a very important question. And of course, my wish for everybody is that you step into your home and you just feel like you're receiving this embrace, this hug, this love, right? So no matter what your day's been like, no matter what is going on outside in the world, you have this beautiful sanctuary, this sacred space in your home that is balanced and it's welcoming and it's flowing. And a home that you feel empowered in, because you got to realize we spend up to 80% of our time inside, 80%, right? So that's going to have a huge effect on us. So I think the first thing is when we know we deserve it. So we, you know, a huge part of Feng Shui to me is the inner Feng Shui, right? Really working on, you know, that knowing we believe and that self-worth and knowing that we're worthy and that self-love, because then that just emanates from us. And when we start to Feng Shui our homes, that helps us step into that, right? Because a lot of people are kind of living in homes that, you know, are full of clutter, or it's just got stuff in it they got on sale, or stuff they were gifted, and it's not stuff that lights them up and that inspires them and that empowers them. So I like the first place well, somewhere I'll be talking about is clearing clutter, right? So even just like in our meditation to our breath, releasing that which no longer serves us. And I feel like decluttering is such a profoundly powerful, like no matter how advanced in Feng Shui I teach, I always will come back to the first step is clearing clutter. Because no matter how much Feng Shui you add, if your home is full of piles of clutter and things from the past and things that keep you weighted down, right? Then how can you feel inspired and empowered in your space? So I just think the most important thing is that we all deserve a space that we and like only have what we love and what lights us up in our home, right? That's so important. So as far as really empowering ourselves in our home, I first of all wanted to talk about, and I've never talked about this on these free gatherings. Now, this may be something that some of you already know, but so I suggest if you've got a pen and paper, it would be really helpful, because the first thing that I'd love to go over as far as empowering yourself is I'd love for you to find out today, and maybe you already know this, but what your Feng Shui element is, what your Feng Shui number is, and from that, you're going to know your power directions. You're going to know your best direction to sleep. You're going to know your best direction to eat for digestion, your best direction for inspiration, creativity, and productivity at your desk. So let's start with calculating the female trigram, and then I'm going to teach you because it's a different calculation for the male. So first of all, to calculate and find out your Feng Shui element and number, what we want to do is get the year you were born, right? So because if, you know, like I've said already, the solar new year, the Feng Shui new year happens tomorrow, which is February 4th, right? So basically, if you were born between January 1st and February 4th, you're going to go back a year. So let's say you were born in 1978, but you're born on January 5th. You are going to take your year as 1977 because the new year comes in February 4th. Okay. So if you were anytime between January 1st and February 4th, you're going to go back a year. Okay. So what we do is, depending on what year you're born, so let's say, for example, it was 1936. Now, we don't take the date and the month. We only look at them if they're between January 1st and February 4th. So then what we want to do is we want to find out your year, right? So the year you're born, let's just say it's 1936. So what we want to do is add those four numbers together, and they bring to 19, but we want to bring that to a single digit. So we add the 1 and the 9, and that equals 10. And then what we want to do is we want to bring that to a single digit, so it's 1. So now we've brought that down to one number. So the next step for all the women is we want to add 4, right? So you add 4, and in this case, it comes to 5. Now, this is an exception in Feng Shui. There is no such thing as a 5 trigram. So if anybody did get 5, it means you're a number 8. Okay, so I'm going to go back a few steps now so you can actually calculate your own year. So if your birthday is anytime after February 4th, you do not need to worry about changing the year. So what I want you to do is just get the 4 digits from the year, and I want you to add them all together. And we'll just take a moment while you do that. Okay, so you add all those numbers together, and then you want to bring them to a single digit. Okay. So then when you have all those numbers together as a single digit, then we're going to add 4. Now, only if you get a 5, you will automatically be a number 8. So does anybody want to put in the chat box their year? Does anybody want to put in the chat box their year, and I can do a calculation for you? Anybody who's a little confused? Okay, Audie, and what is your date and your month? Okay, I'm going to sorry.
It's May 6th.
Audie, it's May 6th.
May 6th, yes.
Okay, perfect. So we don't need to worry about the year. I mean, like changing the year. So it's 1991. So what we want to do is we want to add them all together, and that equals 20. So then we want to bring the 20 to a single digit, which is 2, right? So then and then we want to add 4, right? Because that's the step everybody wants to do after you bring it to a single digit. So Audie, you would automatically be in number 6. And I just want you to write that down, and then I'm going to explain. Okay, so you got that. Lydia, you probably might know your trigram already, don't you? Okay, I'm going to take one more, because then you might be able to work your own out. So I'm going to go with the second one that came in a row, which was Amanda. So Amanda, is there a date? You're 1985. Is there a date? Like that I need to worry about, or is it just after February 4th? Okay, let's see. A little rusty. Okay. Well, so
sorry, it's the 19th of the 3rd, 1985.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so Amanda. All right, so what we want to do, so I want everyone to work with me now, because I'm just going to go over Amanda's next. So what you do is you get your year, and so in Amanda's case, it's 1985. So just write that out. Like, so for Lydia, for example, you would just add 1, 9, 6, and 8. Just add that together. So Amanda, yours is 10 and 13, which is 23. But because we want to bring it to a single digit, we add the 2 and the 3, which equals 5. So then when you bring it to a single digit, the next step is we add 4. So Amanda, you're 9 fire. Okay, so I want you to write that down. Okay, so does everybody understand now the flow? Does everybody kind of understand? You get the year, you add it together, you bring it to a digit, to a single number, and then you add 4. And the only difference is if you get a 5, it means you're an 8. But any other number, you stay with that number. But it should be a number between 1 and 9. Is everybody kind of clear on that? Okay. So then what I want to go over next of all is the male trigram, right? So it's the same first few steps. It's only the very step at the end that's different, right? So basically for the men, right? Same thing, if it's before February 4th, you go back a year, you add all the digits together, same thing. So if it's like 1978, but in this case, it had to go back a year. So it was 1977, you add that together, it equals 24, and then 2 and 4 equals 6. Now the difference for the man is you minus that from 11. So 11 from 6 would equal 5. And in this case, the male trigram automatically goes to a 2. So the female automatically goes to a 2, the male. But if you're any number other than 5, you stick to your number, and that's the number you would be. So that's the only difference for the women, you add 4, for the men, you minus the number from 11. Okay, so next of all, what I want to go through, and I have a super easy chart that I'm going to send out to you all in the recording, and I'm going to share it with you as well here. But I want to go through the elements. Okay. So hopefully by now, everybody's been able to calculate their element, right? Or at least their number, right? Got to the number. So now the next step I want to do is I want to explain each number. So number 1, all the number 1 people that got number 1 are water people. And so the colors that feed you and that are super supportive are blues and blacks. What feeds water is metal, right? If you think about metal, when condensation forms on it. Right, so metal is really good, metal colors, right, are good. They feed you, right? So colors are blues and blacks that are the color for water, but metal like white and grays feed you. The element that depletes you is well, the weakening one is earth, and then or sorry, the destructive one is earth, right? So when you think about or the destructive one is sorry, getting confused about my cycles. So when it comes to water, earth blocks it. We think about a dam blocking it completely, right? But then wood, if you think about if you got a plant and you water it, you're going to have less water in the vase, but the plant will be fed. So the wood is a weakening cycle and the earth is destructive. So for all you water people, being by the water is really supportive. It's really helpful, right? So somebody who's a number one are tend to be very flexible, but can be, if they're balanced, focused and determined, tend to be more empathetic. They're very creative and artistic and be given to deep thought, but they tend to maybe be sensitive and also kind of can have anxiety. They can kind of worry a bit. Okay, so there are 4 good directions and there are 4 not so good directions. So for the number one people, southeast is your very personal best direction. Like it's the direction if you're sitting at your desk, you want to have your back facing. It's a great direction for anything that you want to bring creativity, productivity to, right? So you want to have your back facing southeast, right? It's like, we call it your money direction. The next best direction is the east, which is really good for prosperity again, but also good health. And it's especially good for the elders. So that's the direction your back is facing, or at the dining room, you could position your back facing east. And it could be something that you sleep in with your head, the crown of your head. But your real good sleeping direction is south for all the one water people. And it's very good for longevity. It's very good for relationships. It's very good for health. And it's really good directions for the kids to be sleeping in. And then the last good direction is north. So that's overall harmony. And it's really, really good to have your headboard facing north. It's very good for people that were wanting to conceive. It's a very good fertility direction. Okay, so next of all, I'd love to talk about our number 2 people. So if you got 2, that means it's like we call that the Mother Earth sign, right? It's the earth element. The colors are, of course, the colors of the earth, the yellow tones, the browns, the creams, the earth tones. Fire feeds, right? So if you think about a mountain, if you think about a volcano, the mountain is left. If you think about there's a fire, right? You put the log in, so the wood feeds the fire, and then the fire feeds the earth. And then the element that depletes the earth is metal. So if you think about when they're mining out of the earth, metal weaks it. And then if you think of the wood, right? If you see a beautiful big tree growing or you see a potted plant, you start to see the roots. And the reason you start to see the roots is because the earth is giving of itself in order for that tree to grow. Okay, so the number 2, they're like the Mother Earth people. They're the nurturers, the carers. They can be great leaders, but real earthy intention. So it's usually people that like do things to support the earth, like Mother Earth all the way. And the very best productivity, money direction is the northeast. So to be really in your personal power, if you can get all the number 2 people, your back facing northeast, that's going to be really good for prosperity and also fame, if that's something that you like. And it can be the best location for the main breadwinner. So it's really going to support finances. The west is really good again for prosperity, but it's really supportive for health. It's very good for the elders. So for a number 2 earth person, west is really good. And then the northwest is very good for health and longevity and family, harmony, good relationships, really good for health, the children of the home. And it's a real harmonious direction. Because if you notice people are squabbling and fighting, if you can reposition them in their northwest, it's like the harmony direction, and we'll just kind of solve that, right? And then last not last least, their fourth best direction is southwest. And that's like great health, good night's sleep, fertility. Okay, so number 3 is our hardwood people. So there's softwood and there's hardwood. So the number 3 is the hardwood, and it represents a thunder. And the element that feeds is water. So of course, I mean, how do you get your plants to grow? How do you get the tree to grow? You have to give it water. And then what depletes it is fire, right? Fire weakens it. But then metal, if you think about a metal axe, that cuts the tree down. So the number 3 people tend to be very creative, but they're also very, very driven. They can really make things happen. They're usually really, really active people, love to kind of run the marathons, you know, and they need to keep moving, the wood person. They tend to be even-tempered, but then because the number 3, the hardwood, is like the thunder, they can have outbursts, right? And they just don't like to sit too long. You know, they need to be moving like a growing tree. So best direction for productivity, I'm going to move through these a bit faster now, is south. So it's the best direction to have your back facing for a number 3 for money. North is going to be for good health and good fortune. Your back facing are really good for the elders in the house. The southeast for the number 3 person is really good for longevity, harmony, good public relations, right? And then their last best direction for fertility, good night's sleep, which we all know is so important, is east. So east is the best for number 3. So that's your hardwood. So next of all, we're moving to the number 4, which is known as the softwood. And it's like a slightly, if you imagine like the difference, the hardwood is like the oak tree, right? Powerful and strong. And it's just like that's what the oak tree is known for, its strength, but it's not as flexible. So oak trees tend to break a lot of branches and stuff. Whereas the number 4 is more, think about that tree that will really move with the wind, right? Like the palm trees, you know, look how tall they are and they're just flowing with the wind and they don't break so much, right? So that's a softwood. It's like the wind or the traveler. So there's a lot more movement. Again, the colors are green because it's the colors for wood. And water. Water is the same element that feeds. Fire can burn it, so it's a weakening cycle. And the metal is like the metal axe that chops it. So the number 4 people are very insightful. Again, tend to be very driven. And they like change. They like movement. And they tend to be super creative and artistic, right? So best direction for money and your back facing is north. Best direction for good health, headboard could face it, digestion when you're eating, south, right? East is good harmony, good direction for the young people in the home, great place to sit, position your back when you're sitting in the living room. If there's an area you'd like to sit down and read a book, that's a great direction. And then the southeast is your sleeping direction. Now, either that last one, the 3rd and the 4th, so east and southeast are great to have your headboard. But honestly, if you can get your headboard in any one of these 4 directions, it's brilliant. Okay, so next of all, now you remember I said there is no number 5. So we're skipping along to 6. So number 6 is hard metal. So just like with the wood, we had 2 woods. In the metal, we've got 2 metals. So there's hard metal and soft metal. So hard metal, number 6 people, the symbol is heaven, and we look at this number 6 as like the heavenly, the celestial number. So it's metal, so the colors are colors of gold, silver, copper. The element that feeds metal is earth, right? So think about mining the metal out of the mountains. The earth is feeding it. What depletes it is water because it rusts it, and then what destroys it is fire because it melts it. So the number 6, natural born leaders. They are authority figures. They're the type of people that no matter what project they get involved in, it's like, how did I end up leading this? Because it's just who they are. They're natural born leaders. However, can be very headstrong, and the north, the number 6 is kind of to do with the northwest, which is the most masculine area. So it's just a very yang energy the number 6 person has. Best money direction is west, back facing, and northeast is another good money direction, but also very good for health. The southwest, and remember, we're going to send this out in the recording, so you're going to get all this information and a wonderful chart I'm going to show you in a minute. And the southwest is your best direction for like family harmony and health, right? Really important. And then northwest is really, it's good for everything really, but it's really good. It's kind of like the most yin, peaceful direction. So like makes it easier to sleep. And then we got our number 7, our soft metal. And that's a more gentle one. So that's why it's like the marsh. It's the other one was the hard metal. This is the soft. Same colors, gold, silvers, grays, and the same element feeds as the earth, and the same water, which is the weakening cycle, and the fire, which is the destructive cycle. So the number 7 tend to be very creative, very artistic, but like kind of like the finer things in life. They like luxury. I mean, both metal elements like luxury. They like quality. They like things done right. Things that aren't like really bothers them. Do you know what I mean? So northwest is absolutely the very best direction, the money direction, best direction to have your back facing. Southwest again is good fortune, but also health. The northeast is the harmony, family harmony, relationship harmony. And then that sleeping fertility is the west. And now next of all, we have our second earth, which is 8. So that is like, it's like a double earth. See the way it's like one earth on top of the next. So the symbol is mountain. So it's like, when you think about a mountain, it's like unshakable, right? It rock solid, it's got stability. So of course the colors for earth are the earth tones, the yellows, the browns. The fire is what feeds it, and then the elements that deplete it is obviously the metal, right, or the wood. The number 8, they're very, very stable people. They kind of know what they want. They're clear on stuff. They're very grounded. They don't tend to be like scattered. But the one flip side of that is they can be a little stubborn. So that's why a little bit of fire for the earth person is really good, especially the 8 earth person. Okay, so best directions. Southwest is the best personal direction for prosperity, for the desk, back facing, and for the front door to face. The northwest is best direction for money and health. Very good for elders as well. The west is that harmony one, but it's good for everything. And then we got the northeast again, which is that yin sleeping one, fertility. And then last but not least, we have our number 9, and that is the fire, the alchemist, right? The symbol is fire, the colors for fire, the reds and the purples and the burgundies and the burnt oranges, like just all those bright, bright fiery colors, like a bright, bright yellow, right? The earth element feeds your wood element. The feed you is the wood. So you put wood logs in the fire, right? To make that fire bigger and stronger. And then of course, when it comes to fire, water is the destructive. Think about the firefighters, put the fire out. And earth, right? If you're camping and you want the heat from the fire throughout the night, but you want to get rid of the flames, you put earth over it, you put soil over it, and it dampens it down. So the fire person is very extremely active, sometimes to the point of burning themselves out. They are very passionate. How else? It's very important that they keep themselves in balance, because it can be a little hot-tempered. So the fire person, we look at them as the alchemist, the magical person, you know. So their best directions, the first money direction is east, right? Really, really good. On a great direction for the front door. Southeast, really good for good fortune and good health, very good for the elder. The north is the best direction for longevity and health and harmonious relationships. And then best direction for sleeping is the crown of your head facing south. Obviously the fertility direction too. So I have a little chart I want to show you in a moment. So, okay, so because I'm going to send this out, I want to make sure everyone knows how to use it, right? So the first page is like what we've already discussed, because it's a great tool to have for yourself. You can, all the people in your life, you know, you can find out their element and how you can really support them. And like just something as simple as putting yourself in your empowerment directions, your productivity, your creative directions, like what a change even just that can make. So here's the steps like we've talked about, you know, you get the year you're born, you add it together, you get a single number for the women, right? You add 4 for the men, you minus it from 11. So that's all there. And then, then it's just an example of how that's done. So we've gone over that, right? But then the second page is really helpful, really, really helpful. So you'll notice what I was saying all along, it's the direction that your back faces. So you want your back to face any of the directions. And then when you're sleeping, you want the crown of your head to be facing that direction, right? So then think about it. You're basically going to have there's 8 directions in total, right? And obviously the center, which is the 9th, but there's 4 really good directions and there's 4 not so good directions, right? So basically, the A through D are your good directions, and the E through H, if you can position yourself so you're not in them, it's much better. So let's go back to, for example, talking about a number 1 person, right? So number 1 person, this is just how to explain. So it shows your A is your best personal direction for prosperity, right? So it's the best direction to have your desk facing. So that's the A direction. So if you're a number 1 person, right, which means you're an East group person, Southeast is going to be your money direction. If you're a number 9 fire, East is going to be your best direction. If you're a number 4 wood, North is going to be your best. So we go to our chart and we see the B direction that's good for health for your number 2 person, right? Your Earth number 2 person. B, which is best for good health, is going to be West. For your number 7 metal person, B is going to be Southwest. So I'm just showing you how you use this chart because it's really, really helpful. So it goes over, this is for all the directions, your A, which is for money, basically, and prosperity. B, which is for health and harmony, right? Especially for the elders. The C, which is, and I'm just getting it from here, longevity and family. And then the D is for overall good harmony, peace, and it's sleep and fertility. And I've had clients that were, we've done some other feng shui remedies that were trying to, get pregnant and stuff, and that we shift them in this direction. And it's just, what it does is it opens up this powerful flow. Or people that weren't sleeping well, they got themselves in their best directions. Now, one thing that I do want to say that I think is really important, if you see, okay, this D direction is going to be for sleeping. If you can get yourself in that direction, great. But please remember, most importantly, that you don't want to sleep under a window because that's draft and you don't have a solid support behind you. You don't want to have a bathroom on the other side of the wall where your crown of your head is, because all that drainage and stuff is not good. You don't want to, definitely not have an electrical box there. And you don't want it to be like in line with the door. So you want to keep all those things in mind. So let's say for sleeping, D mightn't, let's say number 1 water person, right? Their best sleeping direction is north, but that would mean that they're under a window. No, we wouldn't do that. So then we go to their C, because that's the next kind of most yin direction. And we would say, well, what about south? Okay, that's great. There's a solid wall. They can see the door when they're sleeping. So that's going to be really, like, our topic for today is empowering, because we all know we have a good night's sleep, how amazing we feel, right? And just everything is easier, everything is brighter for us, right? So, and then for desk direction A, now if that's not possible, same thing. If you've got your back to the door, or, you're facing a brick wall, that's not going to be very inspiring. So then you go to your B direction, or even your C. But if possible, the E, F, G, and H, we want to avoid as much as possible. Now, it's not always possible. Sometimes in a bedroom, you only have 1 wall the bed can go on. That's it. And you might find that both people in the relationship have different numbers. So what I always say is, well, who's got the front door? Because that's a big money one. That's a really supportive one. The other one that's really, really big is the back of your house. What direction does that face? So whoever's got that one, the front door and the sitting backside of the house, they've got a lot of support already in the house. So then I'd be inclined to be like, well, you're going to get the headboard, because that's a really important one. And then, when it comes to 2 people, well, you can put desks in different places, and and then obviously when it comes to dining room table, you can position everybody in that, living room, everybody in that. But some things you're more restricted, and I tend to find it seems to be like the headboard in the bedroom. So anyway, I will be emailing you this chart out because it makes life a lot easier, right? So I'm going to pull back up our PowerPoint because I have some more slides that I want to share. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about being really empowered in our home, right, is setting our home up for us. Do you know how many homes I've been in and out of, and they have like maybe a couple of guest bedrooms that are set up for the guests that come 1 week a year, right? And is that empowering? No, it's not. It's like living your life trying to people please, right? And there's nothing empowering about that. So what I invite people to do is set your home up for that which brings you and your family joy. Like what creates the most flow, what creates the most. So if you want to not have 2 empty guest bedrooms that are only used 1 week of the year, do an art room, do a yoga room, do a workout room, do a music room, whatever it is that's going to bring you joy. Maybe you want to set up your business, you want to put your home office in there, do it. Like, so that is a very, very empowering thing that you can do in your environment. And Feng Shui really, really teaches us, it's such a powerful journey when we start to learn about Feng Shui, because it really is a journey of self-realization. We start to learn so much about ourselves, like a questioning of, gosh, why would I position myself facing a wall? Why would I have had this artwork that is super depressing on the walls, or that I don't even like? Like it's all invitations to look at and to just kind of go, okay, I've done that, but how can I shift that? And what could I do differently? And maybe why did I do that? You know, and so I always think it's better to have stuff that you not even having stuff on the walls versus stuff that you don't like or that represents the past and it's just holding you back, versus even just leaving an open wall with nothing on it. So it's like, that's your space. That's the area of expansion until you really know what you want to bring in there. So that can be so, so powerful, this deep journey of self-realization through your home. Like, well, because the thing is, we already have these soul agreements with our homes. Like, you know, if you own or if you rent your home and let's say you're at the stage where you're looking for your home, right? You go in and out of homes and you're just like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. And then you walk into a certain space and you're just like, this is it. This is it. And that is that soul agreement that's already in place between you and that home, between you and that land, that you're going to come and do some healing with it, and it's going to come and do some healing with you. So it can be profoundly powerful. So then also teaching us about empowerment is healthy boundaries, saying no when we need to, saying yes when we really want to. And we can cultivate that, obviously, by learning to be assertive, learning to speak our truth, right? But also through our homes. So like houses that have no fences or no gates will end up with dog poop on the lawn. That's just kind of a fact, right? But if you have a little fence, a little gate, and you can have welcome on the gate and still have it super welcoming, but you've got a clear boundary of being, this is my yard and that's not acceptable and that's not okay. So we can do that by having a solid front door, a beautiful welcoming front door, but a good solid front door, a good solid entrance. And it doesn't mean that it blocks energy. It's just us saying, this is my sacred container. And of course, I'll invite you in, you know, and you can consciously choose who you want to bring into your space, because that's really important too. That is an empowerment for you to consciously choose who does and doesn't come into your space, because every single person that comes into your space comes in with their own energy and their own intention. Every single item that you bring into your space, if it came from a secondhand store or an antique store, is going to come in with a lot of energy, or even something new, because where was it manufactured? You know, in what kind of environment was it? How did it get to you? You know, so it comes in with its own energy, whether it's new or secondhand. So these are all just ways that we can really consciously be inspired and empowered in our space. So I talked a little bit about clutter clearing, but I think this is probably one of the most empowering. What I love about it, it is the starting point. It is absolutely like the landing point, and it creates so much flow and so much abundance just by clearing stuff out that is no longer who we are, that is no longer what we want in our lives. Like it's like the ultimate cleanse, right? Like clothes from a job that you're never going to do again, clothing from a time of your life that does not resonate with who you are, clutter in the kitchen, you know, just lethargic, you know, like clutter in the bathroom represents self-care. So it is free to declutter. Actually, people tend to find money. They, like, I had one lady that wanted to take the training, and she's like, I'm going to start clutter clearing. And she took down a coat and it had the exact amount of money in it for the training. So, like, you know, sometimes you put money in a pocket and you put it away or up in a purse or something like that. And then, of course, people consign things, they sell things, they donate things, and it's just opening up that energy flow and making that space in your life and just saying, this is not working for me anymore, and I'm releasing this, and I'm going to make space for what I do want to bring in. But if there's no space anywhere in your home or life, then how can you bring abundance in? How can you bring new opportunities, new synchronicities in? So, you know, clutter clearing is something that you want to prepare, you want to have support. Some people love to just get stuck in and pull stuff out, and it's nothing to them. And then some people, it's really hard to clear clutter. And it's like the difference between my son and my daughter. She might have a pile of stuff outside her door in 2 seconds flat. I'm done with all this, Mom. Yep, done. And then my son be like, what are you doing? What are you moving that tiny piece of Lego? Where are you going with it? You know what I mean? So it's like, he clearly, you know, has such a deep attachment to stuff, whereas my daughter's like, yeah, whatever, chuck it all out, I'm done with it. I'm like, are you sure? I'm not rebuying that if that's gone, you know, just to warn you. So it's just like, some people it's very natural, and then some people it's not. So they might need support, and they may need to put things in place so the clutter doesn't just turn around and build right back up again, right? Because you know, I love that trick. Every time something new comes in, let go of something old. Like, you get a new purse, well, let go of the old one. You know, just simple things like that is one step to stop clutter building up. And I say go back a step, and before you buy something at the store, really feel into it. Do I need this? Do I really need to purchase this? Is this really for the highest good, or is this going to be clutter? Like, that's where you go, you know what I mean, to make sure. And you can really check in with yourself. But as far as the decluttering, it's like preparing. Do you have boxes ready? Do you know where those boxes are going to go? When you pull all those bags of clothing out of your closet, do you know where it's going to go? Because that really helps it move on out. If you already are like, well, I have a friend that will love this stuff, or yes, there's this a charity store downtown, or, you know, wherever it is. And then what I like to do is I just like to bring it straight down there. Like, it's gone, it's out of the house. And the amount of energy that you feel, and you feel so empowered. Like, for me, I feel so free when I've cleared clutter. You know, it just frees up all this energy that you like, you didn't even know was so stagnant. And so I feel like another part of way Feng Shui can empower us is helping us set up really healthy patterns around our home. So let's just say, right, because today is Imbolc, and it's also, tomorrow is the new year, the solar new year of the water rabbit, right? So it's all this beautiful new energy coming in. Let's just say, okay, and this isn't just the goals, but it's just like, I want to be healthier. So I want to exercise more, and I want to eat healthier. Let's just say that's an intention. Well, you can do that and help yourself in Feng Shui. You can have an area that's set up to work out, right, in your home, like whether it's a little weight area, a yoga area, a dance area, you know, those rooms I was talking about, those extra rooms, use one of those. Maybe declutter your kitchen, put a beautiful fresh bowl of fruit there. So when you come in there, that's what you see, and that would be the choice that you'd make. So there's some really simple things, like if you want to be more like nurturing with yourself and more self-care, like have beautiful like salt by the bath, maybe have a candle that you light, like all this is going to bring in like really healthy habits and real beautiful nurturing. So like you could have it in the gym, like a little gym, a little workout area. And then the last thing that I'd like to kind of say is that is very empowering in our space is cleansing the space, right? Because most of our homes are not new when we move into them, right? There's people that have lived in before, and we know that everything's made up of energy. And if anybody who lived in the house before were having financial challenges, health challenges, relationship challenges, that energy is still in the walls, it's still in the floors, it's still in the furniture, unless it's being cleared, right? So you can cleanse your space without any tools. I've got a picture of singing bowl here. I've got a picture of sage, but you don't actually have to have anything. Like one very simple way you can cleanse your space. And I do this every day. Open up all the windows, open up the door, and just give an outlet for the energy. Like open it all up, and whether it's raining, that's cleansing. If it's windy, it blows it away. If it's a sunny day, you know, the fire from the sun can transmute the energy, you can activate the energy. So open the whole home up, and then you can just open the front door and invite in all this beautiful energy, and just ask that any old stagnant energy goes out. You can clap. It's a very powerful way. You go into the corners, you can release the energy that way. You may have a special mantra or a chant or a song that you sing, a prayer that you like, even a humming vibration. Sound vibration is very powerful for clearing. Your voice is such a clear channel for that. You can have singing bowls, you can have the crystal singing bowls. We can use those energy chimes. There's lots of different, but what I like to do is open the whole home up. So you give an outlet for that old energy to leave. And then what I like to do is I like to evoke, call upon, perhaps if you like to work with archangels, perhaps your own ancestors or the ancestors of the land there. Perhaps there's specific goddesses, like today, you know, is the energy of the Irish goddess Bridget, and she is the goddess of the hearth. She is the goddess of the home. So you could evoke Bridget and ask her, you know, she even, I made my Bridget's cross, you know, you can use that as a way of clearing and cleansing, right? So you can call upon any of your guides, and then you invite them into the space. You ground your energy, you surround yourself in white light, because you always want to make sure you're nicely protected for doing this clearing work. And then you open everything up, and then you set the intention. What am I doing? I'm clearing out all this old, stagnant, low vibration energy. And then you can bring in beautiful white light through the space. And there's so many different ways you can clear, but I'm just giving you some really simple ways now. So if you've got sage, if you've got Palo Santo, if you've got incense, or even like aromatherapy or something, there's certain ones that are really good for cleansing. Eucalyptus mixed with tea tree, or you can get a sage essential oil. And so you can have it in a spray bottle, you can diffuse it, and you walk around the home clockwise, because clockwise is the movement of energy forward. We always want things to move clockwise, right? And so we go around the entire space with either the burning sage, the burning Palo Santo, the essential oils, the incense. And you go around, and you might feel called to spend extra time in certain areas, and you're not really sure why. Some people tend to be very clairaudience. They can hear stuff, clairsentient, they feel stuff. Some people see stuff, they hear stuff, they just have this inner knowing, right? So everybody has different ways that they work. But it's like anything, the more you do it, you practice, and then the stronger you get at that skill. So you go around the whole home, and if you feel called to spend longer at a certain area, listen to that guidance and do that, right? So you go around clockwise, and then you come back to the front door. And then if you want to also do it, if you did it with a burning of sage or something, then you could do some kind of sound vibration. You could have a beautiful bell that you ring. And then you go all the way around the space again and come back to the door. So then what I like to do is leave the house open, if that's possible, for at least another 20 or 30 minutes or so. So all that energy has an outlet, like longer. You can leave it open for the day if you want, if that felt good. And then what we always want to do is so we've cleansed the space, but now we want to bring our intentions into the space. So it could be like, may this home be filled with love and light and joy and peace and resilience and strength and connection, and just all those intentions that you want to bring into the space, abundance and prosperity and vibrant health. So then you set all the intentions, and then once that is done and everybody's had a chance to voice their intentions, just like you open sacred space, you want to close sacred space. So that's all there is. And what I want to tell you is, if this is new to you, you can't go wrong. There's nothing There's nothing that you do that's wrong, right? So if you come in with a clear heart and with a good intention for what it is, like I want to clear this old energy, there's no going wrong. If you go counterclockwise, it's not going to be the biggest deal. Just feel it out. Like if it's your home, it's going to speak to you. It's going to guide you. If you're doing it for a friend or something, just make sure that you've really grounded your energy. You've connected down with the earth, and you've connected up with spirit, and you've surrounded yourself with the white light. And remember, it's never us doing the work anyway. It's spirit. We bring in that white light of spirit. We get support from our guides. So my loves, I hope this class has been supportive. Okay, my lovies, so we're going to get ready to close our sacred space together. So I'm just going to invite everyone to float our hands to our heart center. And I think we'll just kind of bow. We'll just bow our heads to our heart. So it's just this, just this beautiful energy that we opened up with this white light flowing down, but it's like flows to the mind, the thinking mind, the third eye, the throat to the heart. That's the most beautiful journey from our mind to our heart, but then just down out. It's like down into the soul, down into the earth. So it's just like before we move forward on anything in our life, it's like we got to have this full yes, this like spirit, physical, emotional, mental, heart. It's not just following your heart, it's not just following your intuition. It's like that full alignment when we get that full yes on things. So let's just give deep gratitude. I give deep gratitude for all of you being here and just sharing your time and your energy and your love. Deep gratitude to this beautiful ancient wisdom that can really shift our lives and bring such gifts and freedom. And I think freedom is the most perfect word for just what all of us were describing, right? And just giving deep thanks. So I invite you just to bring your awareness now to whatever you're grateful for in this moment, where you can actually palpably feel that at your heart. You can feel that warmth, you can feel that gratitude. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to close our sacred space now in that energy of love, in that energy of peace and connection and freedom, just as we opened it. So my lovies, I want to say thank you for joining. I'm sorry about that little technical, my computer just needed a little break for a bit. So thank you, my loves. Thank you for all being here, and thank you for your patience and sending so much love. And I did want to say, I gather here every month with these free gatherings through the Divine Woman, which I did the in bulk, and we'll be meeting again on the spring equinox. And then next week, we'll be doing the land healing, and that's a free gathering, and it's going to be on the 11th next week. So I'd love to have you join. So sending much love. Thank you, my lovies. Bye. Take care, lovies.